Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Allah, Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All praise to the Heavenly Father, in the name of the Lord and Savior of the nation of Israel, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to all you faithful Akim, pushing the word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Really quick, I'm just going to do a really quick Love the Milk video. Just had a few scriptures that I wanted to pull and go into real quick, and Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to start off with Deuteronomy 7 and 6, because as we, continue to push, our doctrine of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being the 12 tribes of Israel, it's getting to the point that it's saturating the earth. And not only are our people learning about it, but these other heathen nations are learning about it. Whether they agree with it or not, hey, that's what we hold as truth. So Deuteronomy 7 and 6, and it reads, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So, we know that, being an Israelite, we're a special people. We were the people who were given the laws, statutes, and commandments to live by and govern ourselves. This book is, it goes into, a lot about the earth and on the world, how it's created, other heathen nations, but really this is our book. And in knowing and realizing that we're created to be special, to be holy, and ultimately to rule and govern this earth, because we know and believe and hold dear our hearts that once we're put in the place that we were supposed to be, which is on top of these other heathen nations, and we're actually governing the earth the way that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai led us to, told us to, that everything would be so much better, man. Better food, better relations with with your neighbor, with your woman, with your kids, just the earth in general. Because we know, we see what happens, when heathen nations are in control of the earth, especially the so-called white man or the biblical Edomites, man. The earth just goes to shit, man. All the wickedness that is pushed and taught to the people, to the masses. 1 John 5 and 3. So, according to, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, we're a special people. So what does that mean? That means we have to govern ourselves and act accordingly, man. We can't just conform ourselves to the world, to this world, to the beliefs of this day and age, because ultimately that separates us from our power, and that's going to lead to our continuing destruction, as a nation, as individuals. Just, it's not what we're supposed to do. 1 John 5 and 3. "For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous." So this is the love of the Most High. So if you really proclaim to believe in this doctrine, man, that you are a Hebrew Israelite, you know, one of the 12 tribes, you know, through lineage, through birth of, you know, of your father's seed, then proclaiming it isn't enough. You have to, you have to, you know, delve into what that really means, man. You know, you have to seek these scriptures and see what that really means, man. You have to reconnect to who you are, who we are as a people, as a whole. You know, the things that we've gone through, where we come from, you know, how we're supposed to live, you know, and a big part of that. And then, you know, once you learn that, you know, you become more familiar with the commandments and you know, how we're supposed to live, you know, as Israelites. You gotta walk it, man. You know, just saying I'm an Israelite, that's not enough. And ultimately, if you're just saying it and you're not, if you find out that you're an Israelite and you in your life you don't change the way you're living your life, you're gonna probably die. You're gonna probably, you know, you're gonna die, man. You know, like, that's just the beginning. That's the very beginning, man. That's like day one of kindergarten. That's like day one of preschool, man. You know, you just knowing you're an Israelite. And to go on a quick tangent, I watched a video, I believe it was posted this week, from the London camp. And I thought about this right before I cut the camcorder on. From the London camp, and there was if you guys have time, you know, the London camp's a heavy camp, and you know, last week was a really good camp session. There was this Jake, I think it was a Jake, came up, you know, and he had a clean face. You know, he was kind of fucking around a little bit, and, you know, the men of the Lord were trying to edify him, but he, you know, he always had something to say, and, you know, as to why he isn't making a more earnest effort to uphold the commandments. And the biggest one was the beard thing, man. You know, he was saying because he can't grow a full beard, you know, he doesn't want to grow a beard. When we know, pursuant to Leviticus 19, let me read it real quick. Leviticus 19 and 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. That's cut and dry, man. You know, that's cut and dry. And I know that's part of it. You know, like even myself, personal testimony. When I first found out I was Israelite, and then learned about, you know, Leviticus 19:27. You know, it might be baby steps. You know, like you like, oh, I had to grow my beard out, so, you know, I'm gonna grow it out, but I'm gonna edge it up a little bit here. You know, just, you know, cause you're still coming out of that worldly mentality, man. You know, but then it gets to a point, especially like First John 5:3 says. I'm just gonna reread it real quick. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Right? So they're not grievous. They're not hard, man. You know, once you truly proclaim to love Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know, once you proclaim to love Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and you know, you want to stand up tall in righteousness and be an Israelite, it's not hard to not shave your beard, man. You know, part of it is you kind of feel like, you know, you're ostracizing yourself, and there's a slight, like, whatever word you want to call it, fear or apprehension to fully leave the worldly mindset. But when you really stop and think about it, man, you know, I read Leviticus 19:27 and 28, which speaks about, you know, rounding the corners of your beard, and also not about getting tattoos for the dead. When you really stop and think about it, man, that shit ain't hard, man. Like, you know, that really ain't hard to just not shave your beard, man. You know, that's that's really trivial, man. And if you're caught up on that, then you're most likely just being vain. You know, you're not really, you're putting the opinions and thoughts of the people around you above what the word of the Most High says. You know, Leviticus 28. Don't make any cuttings in your flesh. I mean, ultimately, we're not supposed to make any cuttings, you know, in our flesh, at all. But specifically for the dead. You know, what's the first thing a nigga wants to do when goddamn Lil Ray Ray, you know, gets hit by a fucking bus? R.I.P. Ray Ray, you know, and you know, put his birthday on there. You know, little dude be 16. You know, he want to run out and play chicken with a bus and gets, you know, run over by a damn bus. Man, that's just judgment of the Most High, man. It's judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, and it ain't hard, man. It ain't hard to not do those things, man. You know, and then just flowing in the spirit, man. You know, that pork demon, man. That pork demon. You know, I was familiar with the scriptures, you know, in Leviticus talking about not eating certain foods. You know, not eating pork, shrimp, shellfish, unclean fish. You know, I was aware of it, but I didn't get that resolve to say, you know what, I'm not going to eat these things until I knew and believed that I was an Israelite, and ultimately salvation was for us. So if you come across this, man, you know, if you come across the fact you're an Israelite and you believe it, you gotta, you know, do what 1 James 5:3 says, man. Uphold the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High. You can't play the fence. You can't say I'm an Israelite, but I want to still do the shit I want to do, man. Nah, if you're an Israelite and you believe you're Israelite and you want to attain that salvation, you know, you gotta have enough faith and enough resolve, man, to do what the scriptures tell you to do. Period. Because, you know, like the scriptures say, man, we make our bodies a living sacrifice, man. You know, part of you earning your salvation is doing what the Most High tells you to do. You know, and whatever lot you're cast, man, you know, everybody's lot isn't to be a prophet. You know, you might be a help, you might be a teacher. But even if you're a helper, you're a teacher, man, you're still responsible to uphold the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And there's really no excuse to not do so if you proclaim to be a believer in this, man. You know? And we're just going to finish off with Luke 9:23. Luke 9:23. And he said unto them all, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. For what is a man advantage if he gain the whole world and lose himself or be cast away? For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory and in his Father's and of the holy angels. So that was 23 through 26. You know, so yeah, man. Verse 23, and he said unto them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. So, you know, if you proclaim to be a follower of Yahweh, you know, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, you gotta take up your cross or your burden, man, and you gotta do it daily. You know, scriptures speak about us being fine gold tried through the fire. You know, and hey, man, if your gold is being tried through a fire, man, that shit get hot, man. You know, you can't refine, no way that I know of. You can't refine gold, you know, by being cold. You know, you gotta put the heat to that thing, man, and get them impurities out. You know, so you have to. That's the mentality you have to have, man. That scriptures also speak about. I'm loosely paraphrasing. The Most High, he pretty much he corrects who he loves. He corrects who he loves. You know, so when that heat comes, that's just Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai making you better, man, making you stronger, making you tougher, making you more mentally tough, growing your faith. You know, and you bearing your cross, you have to do that daily, man. You know, verse 24: For whosoever shall save his life shall lose it, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. You know, so a big part of this too is you can't really have the same mentality you had back in the world, man. You can't really be too worried about going out here and making the most money, having the nicest car. I mean, some brothers, they have those things, man. But me personally, if attaining those worldly things is gonna pull me away from walking this straight path, man, I don't want it. I don't want it. So I believe that those brothers who that's their lot, man. Hey, they have a certain level of faith that they can balance those things. You can't worry about going out here and getting the baddest chick. Our mindset and our focus are on things above, man, and not in this world. It's just the way it has to be. Verse 25: For what is a man advantage if he gain the whole world and lose himself or be cast away? So let's say you start walking in this truth, man, and you go through some stuff, but then the Most High places an abundance of worldly goods in your possession, man. What good is it to get all those things if those worldly goods pull you away from salvation? What good is it? That's actually a detriment. And and if that does happen to you, that's just the Most High's way of spitting your ass out, man, showing you that you're not worthy. Because ultimately, we should be praying and hoping that nothing pulls us away from the hand and love and correction of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai through the Spirit. Verse 26: For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed. And Son of Man is Yahweh Shai. When he shall come in his own glory and in his Father's and of the holy angels. So, like the men of the Lord have always done, we got to stand tall, man. We got to be bold with this doctrine, as we continue to spiritually destroy Babylon, man. And these principalities and these worldly powers, you got to be bold in it, man. You can't be ashamed of this. Me personally, man, finding out that I was an Israelite was the best news I've ever gotten in my life, because we feel this weight on our shoulders, man, before we come into the truth, but you really can't explain it. It's kind of always in the back of your mind, and you're like, man, what is it that's holding me back, or what is it that I'm doing wrong, or what is it that is preventing me from doing X, Y, Z? And you find out that it's the Most High, man. It's the Most High continuing to lay those curses on your ass until you come back fully to His way. And ultimately, if you're not standing boldly in this, if you're not standing, talking, moving, walking boldly in this, then when Yahweh Shai cracks some skies, man, like it says, through the will of His Father with the holy angels, it ain't gonna be a good day for you, man. But if you're walking according to the to the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, we're gonna be extremely excited to see Yahweh Shai with the holy, with the Lord of hosts crack those skies, man. That's gonna be an extremely beautiful day for us, brothers and sisters, you know, the 1/3. But I just wanted to put that message out there really quick, man. I pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that if you come across this video, was edifying. Once again, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And until next time, I just want to say Shalom.